All right, start by telling us your full name and where you're from.
I'm Aaron Dubin. I'm from Farmington Hills, Michigan, and I came out here because I heard about it on a mailing list.
Cool. The Marvin list, or?
No, actually, I belong to a group called I3. We're a hackerspace. We build all sorts of cool things, and this is definitely an interest to us. We love gadgets. We love gizmos. So as a result, it makes a lot of sense that we'd be interested in this stuff.
Cool. So how long have you been a fan of pinball?
Well, my dad has had a pinball machine since I was born, I believe, so I've always enjoyed playing that, and I've always enjoyed playing it in arcades. I'm very mechanically minded. I enjoy these sorts of things. And as a computer person, too, it's also very fascinating to me with all of these things essentially being the very first computers that anyone got any experience with.
What is that pinball machine that your dad has?
It was a Nippet machine, notable for being on happy days.
Wow. What made him get that machine?
I'm not certain. I think he's had it for, I can't even remember. He decided to get it a while back, and he's had it ever since. He's done a great job keeping it in immaculate condition. It's one of his prized possessions, and it's something that he and I have enjoyed together.
Do you happen to know, is it worth more because it was on Happy Days?
Yes, I believe that it is. I think that that's part of the reason that it's got such a following. It sells for a fair bit on eBay, actually, I believe.
Wow. All right, so what's your personal favorite pinball machine?
Oh, that would be awful hard to say, though I do have a particular interest in the Pinball 2000 machines, such as Revenge from Mars, which is kind of a fusion of video games and pinball, kind of the next generation, if you will.
Do you think there will be a next generation after that, or is this the end of the line?
I think that unfortunately, due to so many makers pulling out of the market, and with it being exclusively Stern Pinball, I think that pinball's days may well be numbered. However, in the hands of enthusiasts and fans like we can see today, I think that it'll still survive as at least a niche market for many years to come.
Now, here everybody has basically donated their pinball machines for 4 days. How do you think about that? Would your dad be willing to bring his prized possession to next year's expo?
Possibly. We'll have to see. It's not mine, so I can't make that decision. However, I certainly do appreciate all of the people who have put so much time and work into keeping these machines so clean and sharing them with us today, because I do recognize that it is quite a risk to put it out in the public here. It's much harder to keep it clean when you're not always in control of it.
What are some of the skills that go into, performing well in pinball?
Play physics. Do well in your physics class for playing this. Play billiards. All of that plays into this. It's all about angles, shots, momentum, inertia, all the things that you learn about in physics, all the things that you get experience with in pool.
Now I have to ask, I know you grew up with pinball, you love pinball, and this is primarily a pinball expo. But you being from a younger generation, what do you personally enjoy more? What do you personally play more, pinball or video games?
It's a lot harder to get a hold of a pinball machine than a video game. Video game, you go out to the store and you spend $10 or $20 or up to $50 depending. Bring it home, you put it in. It takes very little space to store, little disc so big. Pinball machines are much bigger investments. So by its nature, I play probably more video games than pinball. However, with the advent of a lot of video games, pinball video games, coming to the Xbox 360, Wii, PlayStation 2, it's made it more accessible to a new generation. So definitely check those out if you're interested in playing pinball at home.
But what about arcade games? What do you enjoy more, arcade or pinball?
That's a hard question. They're kind of two different animals when you get right down to it. It's like having a salad or having a steak. They're both delicious.
Maybe that's one way to look. I look at it as more of one is dinner and one is dessert, and I tend to go for dessert first, so I guess arcade games would be my dessert. But I love the dinner too. The dinner is beautiful, it's tasty, it is delish.
It's really hard to compare them. One is physically there, one is just a picture on the screen.
So do you have anything else to say as a player of pinball, as a fan of this expo?
I think one of the really cool things about pinball is its totally unscripted nature. With video games, you play within the rules. The rules are very clearly defined. With pinball, the ball can go any which way it cares to, sometimes just totally jumping over the rails. just going on its own direction, and that kind of excitement, that kind of going off the rails is very interesting to me.
Cool, thank you very much.
Thank you.